worldwide. The Iceman's back with another video here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. And gosh, guys, I saw some disturbing news today. And you know, WWE, yes, I understand they're having financial difficulties. And, isn't it hard to say that the WWE is having financial difficulties? Who would have thought? I mean, gosh, I mean, we haven't been able to even think about this in such a very long time since the WCW WWF days. But yeah, the WWE is having financial difficulties, and they're trying to do things which would make them save a little bit of money and make their product a little better. But they made a lot of cuts as of today, my late mom's birthday. JTG, Drew McIntyre. I was totally shocked to hear about that because Drew McIntyre was a big Triple H fan. And one can only wonder because uh, Vince McMahon and Triple H are a little bit at odds right now for the simple fact that Triple H doesn't really think that, or excuse me, Vince McMahon doesn't really think that Triple H is using common sense to help run the WWE at this point. And so, you never know what Vince will do to someone if he doesn't agree with what they do. But yeah, Drew McIntyre has been released. We also have Jinder Mahal released. So we got Heath Slater all by himself. So we'll have to wait and see what the WWE decides to do with that situation. Oksana, another one for the Divas division. I didn't expect that. But as well, we don't see her very often. So, you know, be quite honest with you, she won't be missed. But Kurt Hawkins, another guy, we haven't seen him in, a really long time as far as the apparent show of Raw. But here's one that really caught my eye was Teddy Long. Teddy Long, if everybody remembers, back in the old days, he used to be an official referee for the WCW. Very thin, Teddy Long, dreadlocks, great referee. And then he ended up leaving after what was all said and done with the WCW and becoming somebody in upper management in the WWE, becoming a general manager and whatnot. I really hated to see this release for Teddy Long because Teddy Long really did a lot of things that he probably shouldn't have done in the WWE. Not to say that he shouldn't have done them, but he was actually asked to do them. So he did you know, what his employer asked him to do. So it was pretty unfortunate there. Camacho, I'm not sure of really all that much, but then we see Brodus Clay, Evan Bourne. Brodus Clay, a guy that, came out with, the Funkadactyls and whatnot. And I never really liked that gimmick, but I guess it was pretty popular for a long time. It made Naomi and Cameron very popular. Uh, but Brodus Clay just didn't click really with the WWE fans, really, for what it's worth. And there you have it. Evan Bourne, a guy that was a high flyer in his earlier days. He had a very lot, a huge amount of promise actually, but he failed the drug policy on a number of occasions, and in this day and age, with all the spotlight on Vince McMahon, just because of the steroid issue and everything else that came up from the past, Vince has to be very conscientious of everybody coming through and all the testing and whatnot. And believe me, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of testing that gets covered up and gets passed by, but with guys like Evan Bourne, they don't try to worry about covering up and hiding it because you're really not that important. But anyway, so he's another man that's been released. We have not seen him in like 3 years. So, um, in my eyes, I mean, I thought he was a good wrestler when he teamed up with Kofi Kingston and it was Airborne. Great tag team, but we haven't seen him in so long. So, it's not a major loss for the WWE because they do have other talent, you know, but the bottom line is they do have other talent, but they need to really utilize what they got. Yoshi Tatsu, everybody remember him? I thought he was a great dude. I love this guy. We saw him very, very little. This guy's got a lot of talent, um, and I'm really surprised at this. I don't know why. We never saw much of him, and what I did see of him, he was great. So why they decided to release him? Well, obviously he wasn't being used on WWE TV and whatnot. So I guess that's part of the reason why. But yeah, so sort of interesting to see some of this talent go. Um, when I saw Drew McIntyre on the list and Teddy Long on the list, Brodus Clay on the list, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, is Zack Ryder too? Because Zack Ryder really is like one of these guys, and it it's unfortunate. I don't want to see any of these guys get released, but again, it's unfortunate, and the WWE is doing what they can to try to you know because they've lost so much money, try to regain some of it back, but um, the way to regain it all back is, not release all these guys, utilize everybody on your shows when your pay per views come up. You know, you got to not use the same main guys in every pay per view. And I've been saying this for a long time. The Ortons, the Cenas, two guys that are on every pay per view. I understand they're your big draw. But until you make the move and bring other guys in, we've seen the Zigglers, the Sandows, they're like lost in the mix. WWE needs to sort of like not slowly but quickly phase in these other guys and then phase out the top talent that are always there. Not to say the top talent is going to be gone just like that, but have pay per views where some of this top talent isn't on, so you can bring in your other, you know, upcoming talent and let them give an idea of what we want to see. Because if you're losing money on your pay per views, for one thing, okay, this is my point. If you're losing money and you're unhappy with what people watch, what would it hurt to try this concept to bring the other guys in and have some of your upper echelon guys out and see how it works? You may be surprised. I mean, like the Bray Wyatts being on, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, all not within a tag team situation, but individuality. So I think it could be great. So anyway, it's a Thursday TNA Impact tonight. The Iceman is back. The man with the plan, the man with the knowledge. We'll see y'all later. Peace out, everybody.